Last week, the Supreme Court reversed a century of law that I believe will open the floodgates for special interests, including foreign corporations, to spend without limit in our elections. I don't think American elections should be bankrolled by America's most powerful interests, or worse, by foreign entities. They should be decided by the American people. And I'd urge Democrats and Republicans to pass a bill that helps correct some of these problems.
In 2012, 4.7% of hourly wage workers got paid minimum wage. That's a number President Obama would like to see decrease. In the President's State of the Union address last month, he stated he will raise federally funded employees' wages to $10.10 an hour.
This will help families. It'll give businesses customers with more money to spend. It does not involve any new bureaucratic program. So join the rest of the country. Say yes. Give America a raise.
On the same night, Governor Deval Patrick gave his State of the Commonwealth address. He also urged a hike in the state minimum wage.
To those who are reluctant to raise the minimum wage, I ask only that before you resolve to oppose it, consider whether you can live on it.
Although Massachusetts is 75 cents higher than federal minimum wage, workers still struggle to meet their costs. The fight is all the more difficult if you live in a city.
If you live in Boston, you already know the city is expensive, but just how expensive? A 2013 Yahoo Finance study found that Boston ranks in the top 10 most expensive cities to live in the U.S.
Thousands of people, like Kelly Lindbergh, are low-wage workers attempting to survive in the city.
I'm very aware that where I live is not always the most conducive to my paycheck. I have a second job so I can pay bills, essentially. I'm pretty frugal all the time. I won't go out as much as sometimes friends will be like, oh, let's go out for dinner. And I'll be like, well, I already did that once this week, or I did that last week, or, I just paid a bill, so I don't really feel I can. There are very few places within the United States where a person living at having a job that's minimum wage, they can actually survive on that job. They have to work 85 hours a week to essentially make them out.
Massachusetts senators are hoping to change this, having just passed a bill to raise the state minimum wage to $11 by 2016. For BU News Service, I'm Kirsten Johnson.
Honorable Minister Cho, my friend Carlos Lim, distinguished audience, I wanted to express my gratitude and a sense of honor I feel for receiving this award, and I do it in the humblest of ways, knowing that this is an award of value and that has built on the efforts of all Rwandans that have toiled, worked hard, and embraced the policies and strategies of our development that, on a big part, have been driven by ICTs. And this is a result of their efforts and progress and working together in our country, but not only in our country, but also how we have worked most notably with ITU, that has been very supportive of the efforts in Rwanda. But I wanted to thank Secretary General Amadou Toure for having made ICTs, broadband, very relevant in the socio-economic transformation of countries, and brought the meaning of that to the wider majority of this world. ICTs have been made relevant. It has touched lives of many people in the world because of the leadership of ITU, but also wanted to mention the wider partnerships my country has benefited from, whether it is through the private sector leaders like Carlos Slim and many others, like we have benefited from Korea Telecom partnerships, with the wider partnership with Korea, and many others I may not have mentioned today. So I just wanted to thank you all, and we look forward to continuing to work together so that we can improve our people's lives through ICTs and other contributors and accelerators of our development. Thank you very much, Secretary General of ITU, and through you I wanted to extend my gratitude to the UN Secretary General, who has also been at the forefront in making sure that ICTs work for the majority of the global citizens. Thank you very much.
Hi everybody, this is Mick Bernard back with another credit tip of the week. You know, people call me all the time and want to talk about collections, because collections, open collections, especially with balances, can weigh down your credit score. And so here's what I say about that. Be careful when you're paying off a collection, because when you pay off a collection, it sometimes updates the date of last activity on your credit report, redates that account, which means it could stay on your report for 7 more years, and you really don't want that to happen. And so when you're negotiating to pay a collection, I always encourage you to contact your collector. Do not just send in a check or make your payment because you received a letter in the mail, because you want to convince them to remove it from your credit report. Paying a collection will not make your score go up. In fact, it might make your score go down. So when you're paying those off, make sure you're getting the maximum bang for your buck, and that is make that collection company remove it altogether. If you're unable to do that, we're masters at that. Please contact us. We'll be happy to assist you with those items. As always, this is Mick Bernard. I'll be back next week with another credit tip for you guys.